Now we're off to the divisional round because the Rams did what they needed to do against the Minnesota Vikings in Super Wild Card weekend. But now it's a rematch with the Philadelphia Eagles at Lincoln Financial Field with a trip to the NFC Championship on the line. Rams, Eagles. Welcome to Ramily Talk, and it starts right now.
Maybe you from the 1970s, when the Los Angeles Rams was known as the Prison Foursome because of that defensive line. Or maybe you in the city of St. Louis, the gateway to the Midwest, where the greatest show on turf brought home the first ever Super Bowl championship. Or maybe you in the here and now, with the Rams back in LA, winners of Super Bowl 56. You can rock Eric Dickerson. You can rock Marshall Faulk, Isaiah Bruce, and Kurt Warner. Or maybe you rocking Cooper Cup, Aaron Donald, and Matthew Stafford. It doesn't matter because when it comes to this, it's all about the Los Angeles Rams. Horns up, Rams South. Time to talk Rams football.
Good day, Ram Nation. How y'all doing today? As you see here, yep, I'm back again. 2 episodes in 1 week because hey, just like the Rams, I'm on a short week because guess what? We did what we need to do on Monday Night Football against the Minnesota Vikings out in State Farm Stadium. Once again, shout out to the Arizona Cardinals being so hospitality for us during these difficult times. Very appreciative of y'all. And now we get to take an East Coast trip to South Philadelphia to take on the Philadelphia Eagles in the NFC Division Round. Excuse me. But those of you who welcome. Welcome to Ramily Talk. This is your boy, the playmaker Darnell Silence here, ready to talk some Rams football. And without further ado, we just gonna jump right into it. Don't got no news and notes for you for this one. We just gonna jump right into our recap. It was the final game of Wild Card Weekend. The Minnesota Vikings, Los Angeles ran out of State Farm Stadium on Monday Night Football. Winner of this game get to go to Philly. And boy, we came out with a statement early and kept it. 27-29 win by the Los Angeles Rams. Jumped out to a 10-0 lead, and Minnesota didn't know what hit them. They didn't know what hit them. Sam Darnold didn't know what hit them. Yes, right, the Rams dominated from start to finish. Minnesota had the opportunities, but it got shut down quickly. Stafford being great as he is, it was a beautiful thing to watch. 292 yards for the Rams, 269 for the Vikings, 2 turnovers by the Vikings. They controlled the ball more because we were so efficient and quick with it. The time possession didn't even matter. It don't even matter they almost had 5 minutes of possession in us because we were so efficient on the offensive end. that it didn't matter. That's how lovely it was in the first half for the Los Angeles Rams. As you see, Sam Darnold, 25 for 42, 45, one touchdown, one pick. Aaron Jones, 13 carries, 48 yards. TJ Hawkinson, it was a bright spot for the Vikings, 64 yards receiving with one touchdown. For us, Matthew Stafford, 19 for 27, 209, and two touchdowns. Carrying on Williams, 16 carries, 76 yards. He had one of the touchdowns. He had a receiving touchdown. Tyler Higbee, who played that first half before he got injured with a chest contusion, he's fine. He will be able to play against the Eagles. If anybody's concerned, Tyler Higbee is available for against the Eagles. He is fine. He had 5 catches for 58 yards, but if you notice, Matthew Stafford passed for over 200 yards, and your leading receiver only had 58 yards. Stafford was spreading the ball around. He hit DeMarcus Robinson a couple of times. He made sure Puka Nacua got his targets. Cooper Kupp caught one, maybe two passes. Carry-on Williams, like I said, caught the earlier touchdown pass. The other tight ends got involved. Allen got involved, and Parkinson got involved. So it was a very good team effort and whatnot. But what is not highlighted in these statistics is the defense. 9 sacks of Sam Darnold by this young, touted defense that people thought going into the season would not be where they at right now because of the loss of Aaron Donald, who was in attendance, by the way. And he was enjoying what this defense was doing to Sam Darnold. He was enjoying in the suite with James Conner, by the way. In the suite with James Conner. James Conner looked disgusted, seeing what the Rams can do on defense. I don't think he was discussing that about the Rams winning. I think he was discussing that's the defense he's going to have to face going forward. That's what I think what that is. He's discussed that he has to face this defense going forward. The way this defense played on Monday Night Football. As you can see, Kobe Turner, 2 sacks. Okay. Brian Young had a sack and a half. Novell Goldman had a sack and a half. Michael Hort would have a sack. Brandon Fitz would have a sack. Kobe Durant came off of a corner blitz with a sack. Killer Witherspoon came off a blitz with a sack. And I think Killer Witherspoon was the one who caused the fumble that Jerry Verse picked up. And hold on. I don't know if it was either Killer Witherspoon or Kobe Durant, but one of them caused a sack fumble, and that led to Jerry Verse doing a scoop and score of Sam Darnold. The defense has been spectacular since that Buffalo Bills game. Like, let's really look at this. I want y'all to understand. Ever since the Buffalo Bills game, that was week 14, when the Rams beat the Bills 44-42, right? Ever since that time, you had to go to Santa Clara to play the 49ers on a Thursday night. You won that game 12-6. Then you had to make an East Coast trip out to New Jersey to take on Aaron Rodgers and the New York Jets, 19-9. Then you had to come home against the Arizona Cardinals with the division crown on the line, 13-9. We didn't play our starters in week 18 because we already had right of the division, so the Seahawks were able to score 30 points. But you brought the defense back on the field for the wild card game, 27-9. We're talking 49ers, Jets, Cardinals, and the Vikings all couldn't touch 10 points. All of them scored 9 or less. That's 4 games where this defense has been dominant. I mean, dominant. It was just something to behold. This defense, this young defense led by Chris Schuler, has been on one since giving up 42 points to Josh Allen and the Buffalo Bills. They've been on one. Look at it. 49. The lowest scoring game of this rivalry's history between the Rams and the 49ers, 12-6. You gave up 6 points. Only 6 points to Brock Purdy, Deebo Samuel, George Kittle, and Kyle Shanahan. Aaron Rodgers, who has Gary Wilson, Devontae Adams to throw to, Coughlin as his tight end spot, Breece Hall in the backfield. In New Jersey, by the way, in December, 9 points only given up. You come home to Kyler Murray. And in the first meet, Kyler Murray and his boys, they dropped 41 on us in the first meet. Came home to LA to pay them again with James Conner in the backfield. And you had Marvin Harrison, who went off on us in that first game and how they got to 41 points. He only gave up 9 points. And then a Minnesota Vikings team who people thought was going to come in with a different attitude after they got shellacked by the Detroit Lions in the final game of the regular season, where Detroit became the number 1 seed and the Minnesota Vikings became the 5th seed, 27-9. You had the same amount of sacks as points you've given up as a defense. Think about that. This defense gave up 9 points and they sacked Sam Darnold 9 times. This defense has been on one since Josh Allen came into LA and made them look like shredded cheese. Let's face it, we gave up 42 points. The fact that we put up 44 is amazing in itself. So we know we have an offense that can put up points when it's need to be. They put up 27. Well, they put up 20 because we had a scooping score. So we put up 20 on offense. And we got 7 from the defense, which is remarkable. But nevertheless, you have to be amazed at what this defense has done. This defense has been amazing down the stretch. What Chris Schroeder did, the adjustments that he made after that Buffalo Bills game, it is showing in this team. This defense has not stopped getting after it. The back end is playing better. Our linebackers are playing better. That D-line is getting in. Jared Verse, Brandon Fitz, Kobe Turner, Brian Young, they are getting it. Every now and then, Michael Hort gets involved in the action. Now we doing corner blitzes that are working. It just, oh my goodness. I can't give enough love to what Chris Schroeder and this defense has done. This defense has been amazing. Okay. And this is young defense. A very young defense. We have 1 second-year players on our defensive line. Kobe Turner's in his second year. Brian Young is in his second year. We drafted Jared Verse with our first overall pick with pick 19 in this past draft. Then our second pick was Brandon Fitz also from Florida State. These guys are playing great ball, and you love it. Okay, and you love it. And speaking of Kobe Durant, he was the one who got the interception on Sam Darnold. So not only did he get a sack, he also picked off Sam Darnold as well, which is lovely. What this defense has done, very, very lovely. And I was pleased with the effort that we played with on both sides of the ball. In a very, very difficult time for the city of Los Angeles as they go through the wildfires. Now, I did see some reports that says it's starting to be contained now, which is progress, which is very good because a lot of people have suffered already. And the quicker we can stop the suffering out in LA, the better it is. So my thoughts and prayers are still with everybody out there in Los Angeles, and that this devastating tragedy will come to an end very soon. But the Rams can give you a glimmer of hope because they represented the city of Los Angeles and Ram Nation very well on Monday night. Okay, we're gonna take a break here because when we come back, it is the game that doesn't need to be said. It is what it is. It's a rematch. We heading to Philly to take on the Eagles. We're gonna talk about it when we come back.
Drew Willingham.
In this case, yeah, you put the blame on Kyle Shanahan for apparently not preparing the team enough for the overtime rules, supposedly.
Cole Johnson.
Peyton was considered the winner, and he was the darling of all darlings for Gerald.
With a special appearance by Tyrone Alizé McDummy.
Ain't nobody calling me. Text delete.
Join these two football enthusiasts as they give you Total Football Talk. Live every Monday at 4 p.m. Eastern, 3 p.m. Central on the Sertoba Media and the Comey Media YouTube channels.
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to another edition of Cowboys Talk.
The Dallas Cowboys got exactly what they deserved. Let me say that one more time, because you know it's true. The Dallas Cowboys got exactly what they deserved.
Dak Prescott is overrated and he shouldn't be paid. Okay? And the same thing with Pollard. I mean, Pollard breaking the tackles at that 57-yard touchdown run. I mean, we needed that big time.
33 points in the fourth quarter. Let me say that again. 33 points in the fourth quarter. And that's off of 4 turnovers committed by the Colts. See, at one point, and the fact that at the end of the third quarter, it was 21-19, and the final score was 54-19. Now that, ladies and gentlemen, that is completely unexpected.
Cowboys Talk is available on all streaming platforms, including Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Amazon Music, and YouTube.
Sports fans are gearing up, whether it be for the madness of March, whether it be for the Super Bowl, or even a little thing called WrestleMania. You can get all that at Fanatics, where they have a wide selection of gear from every league, including the NFL, the NBA, the MLB, the NHL, the NCAA, and the WWE. So go on and show that pride, that passion, that dedication fan that you are by whipping your team, your league, all your favorite players. Fanatics, official license, everything.
This is a BS3 Network presentation.
I want to do a TED Talk, but I don't have anything to talk about yet. I'm getting there.
Life is for the living. We're not here that long.
You can learn anything you want to learn without any money spent.
What do I really enjoy? What do I really want out of life?
I am your host, WIZE.
Are you in a life holding pattern? Well, this is for you. Welcome to the Stuck in My Mind podcast. Live every Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday at 4 p.m. Central.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Ramily Talk on this Thursday, January 16, 2025, as we get ready for the division round against the Philadelphia Eagles. I just want to make sure to let you know in Fanatics, as of right now, all the way up to January 18th at 11:59 East Coast Standard Time p.m., you can get free shipping on your orders over orders that are $24 at Fanatics. And plus, those of you who are LA Rams fans or Los Angeles Chargers fans, if you are a fan of a LA team, you can also get your LA Strong merch from Fanatics, and every product, every merch that is bought to support LA Strong will all go to the local communities out in LA to help with the relief of the wildfires. So if you're a Fanatics fan, if you're a Rams fan, and this hat right here that you see me wearing came from Fanatics, this hoodie, this Rams hoodie right here, came from Fanatics. So go ahead and wrap up your LA Rams gear, and let's make sure we do what we can to support every local charity and everybody that's trying to help with the city of Los Angeles through this difficult time. Now, with that being said, Sunday, 3 p.m., NBC and Peacock. Mike Tirico and Chris Collinsworth are on the call for the Rams and Eagles at Lincoln Financial Field. Temperature says to be in the mid-30s at kickoff. 34. Could be rain, could be snow. They are expecting both for this game. It said the temperature could be as high in the 40s for this game, and it could reach as low as the high teens, like 18, 19 degrees for this game. But the medium temperature would be in the mid-30s, looking at 34. Looking for rain, looking for snow in this game here. That's what the weather forecast is predicting. Not for sure, but predicting right now. So this could be an interesting game for the Rams coming from the West Coast and dealing with everything. But hey, it is what it is. And talk about round 2, right? We did round 2 with the Vikings. Came up with the same result. That's not the case when it comes to the Philadelphia Eagles. We all know. Let's go back to week 12. When we go back to week 12, Philadelphia came to LA, and they beat the Rams on Sunday Night Football. Mike Tirico and Chris Collinsworth on the call. 37-20. And why is that? Well, because number one, And more importantly, there was a guy by the name of Saquon Barkley who had 26 carries for 255 yards and 2 touchdowns. Averaged 9.8 yards a carry. Jalen Hurts, they was coming in with passing game issues, so to speak. 15 for 22, 179 and a touchdown pass. Most of it to A.J. Brown, 6 catches, 109 yards in that long touchdown. Saquon Barkley accounted for over 300 yards of total offense. He had 4 catches for 47 yards in the receiving game. They go along with that 255 yards of rushing that he put on us. And Saquon Barkley broke the game open. Okay. Started off as a 7-3 Rams lead. Then it came 7-6 lead for the Rams. And then A.J. Brown scored this long passing touchdown, 13-7. And then before you know it, at the beginning of the second half, a little over a minute into the second half, Saquon Barkley broke a 70-yard touchdown run. Philly goes up 20-7. We respond back. Matthew Stafford hit the Marcus Robinson, 14-20. Eagles come back. They can make a touchdown, go back up 13, 27-14. They also added a field goal, but made it a 16-point game. But we're not out of it because it's just 10 minutes left in the game. We can go down, score. We have been scoring. But we didn't. We gave them the ball back, and Saquon Barkley put the game to bed with a 72-yard touchdown run, 37-14. We also scored. That's how we got to the final score, 37-20. 2 runs. Saquon Barkley broke the game open, and then Saquon Barkley sealed the game. The 70-yarder is the main one because that's what broke the game open. Only down 6, but the Eagles getting the ball in the second half. Bam, he's gone. 70 yards later. We went from 13-7 to 20-7 in a blink of an eye. And then he decided to put the game to bed, 37-yard with a 72-yard run. It was a tough day at the office for the Rams. The Rams had 290 yards of offense with 1 turnover. That was a fumble. Really carrying on Rams fumbled that ball. Eagles had 481 yards of offense where, 255 came from one person from the ground. Eagles controlled time possession, 33 minutes, 41 seconds to the Rams, 26 minutes and 19 seconds. Matthew Stafford had a decent game. He really did. 24 for 36, 243, 2 touchdowns. Problem is he was sacked 5 times, so that Eagles D-line got to Stafford 5 times. Rams D-line at the time only got to Jalen Hurts 1 time because Jalen Hurts, he did run the ball a few times. He picked his moments to run and get out the pocket. We always talk about A.J. Brown, but the main thing was Saquon Barkley, who set an Eagles franchise record and a career record all in the same night on us. Now here we go again. Eagles come off a win against the Green Bay Packers, where the Eagles defense stymied the Packers offense. And that's the reason why they won, because the Packers defense was keeping in check the Eagles offense. And I do say keep in check the Eagles offense, because that's what they did. They kept them in check. I mean, the Eagles won 22-10, but it's the fact that Jordan Love threw 3 interceptions. Jalen Hurts was 13 for 21, 131 passing with 2 touchdowns. Saquon Barkley, 25 carries, 119 yards. Those ain't eye-poppy numbers. But yet and still, when you turn the ball over 3 times, you're Jordan Love. That's what happens. So, yes. The Eagles' defense is one to behold. Not denying that whatsoever. Would not deny that. Eagles are 6-point favorites at home. Rightfully so. We can call it disrespect all we want to. Let's face the facts. If you go down the roster, we all know the Eagles roster is better than the Rams roster. We know this. Quarterback-wise, we love Matthew Stafford more than Jalen Hurts. Running back-wise, there's no competition. We know Saquon Barkley is that dude. Kerryon Williams is a bad man. He's good. He ain't Saquon Barkley, let's be honest. Wide receiver, you can do a coin flip. A.J. Brown, Devontae Smith, Cooper Kupp, Puka Nakua. More people will pardon Lane, A.J. Brown, and Devontae Smith because Cooper Kupp is not that triple crown wide receiver that he was 4 years ago. It's been the Puka Nakua show. That does not mean Cooper Kupp cannot return to that form. It doesn't mean he hasn't been showing it, and most people would lean to the Eagles in the receiving category. Defense, you would lean to the Eagles. They've been stronger longer than the Rams. It took the Rams to, after Josh Allen did what he did to them, for them to round into shape. The Eagles been round into shape. Okay. Head coach, Sean McVay. Sean McVay been to the Super Bowl twice. He's won the Super Bowl. Nick Sirianni's one who been to the Super Bowl once. And he lost to Patrick Mahomes and the Kansas City Chiefs. So Nick Sirianni is playing catch up to Sean McVay. As you can see, it's fairly even at this point. But if you look at from top to bottom, Eagles have the better roster. They can beat you grounding and pounding because they have one of the best whole lines in the league. They can stymie you on the defensive part because they did it to a lot of teams. They did it to us. They did it to the Green Bay Packers. So if you're going to sit here and complain about being a 6-point underdog, stop it. Just stop. They are doing the right thing. Eagles should be fair, and they're at home. But we can use that to our motivation, though. We can use that, which is a good thing for us. As you see the season numbers there, look at it. Matthew Stafford, you'll take Matthew Stafford over Jalen Hurts because Matthew Stafford has been there and done that. You would take Saquon Barkley in the running back battle. There's no comparison. That man went over 2,000. He is the 9th player in NFL history to run for over 2,000 yards. There's no question to be asked when it comes to the running game. Wide receiver is a toss-up, but most people will lean Philly. Lean Philly, meaning they'll give Puka Nakua, Cooper Kupp their props. But they'll say, I might roll with A.J. Brown, Devontae Smith on this one. And is that right? And I would not argue with them. Because I can see why you would say that. I can see why. So, don't get up and tight. Don't get there. It is what it is. But this is a team sport, not an individual sport. So if our collective group can stay connected like they were against the Minnesota Vikings, while the Eagles have offensive problems currently, it might be a shocker at Lincoln Financial Field. Don't get it twisted. The last 2 meetings that we had, it's been close going into the second half. But the Eagles came out on top in the second half. That's the difference. The Eagles been the better second half team than us in the last 2 meetings. Both of which were in LA, by the way. This past season and last season. It's been the second half that's been our detriment when it comes against the Eagles, this Eagles team. Can we play for a full 60 minutes is the question for us. We need to play a full 60 minutes of football to beat the Philadelphia Eagles. Look at the numbers. The Eagles score 27 points a game. They give up 18 points a game. We score roughly 22 points a game. We give up 22, almost 23 points a game. That's plus Eagles in that department. Passing game. We pass it better than the Eagles. Rushing attack, we already know what's the better rushing attack. There ain't nothing to be asked about. So what the Eagles do on offense is what they give up on defense. And what we do on offense is what we give up on defense, as you can see. Should be an interesting game. But I want to see how this Eagles offense do against this Rams defense. Because this Rams defense is not the defense that they saw back in week 12. This defense that Chris Shooter has put together through the later part of the season is not the defense that Jalen Hurts went up against. Now, it's the same players. Don't get it twisted. It's the same players, but it's not the same as they played in week 12. So there's going to be some different things going on here. when it comes to the Rams and Eagles in round 2. But hey, Sean McVay versus Nick Sirianni. I have a feeling. It's just me. I have a feeling that Sean McVay has something up his sleeve on the offensive end. He has something up his sleeve on the offensive end that's going to shock the Eagles defense. That might turn the game around. It's just me. I just have that feeling that Sean McVay is going to dial one of them lovely plays up one good time, and it's going to work. And when it works, it's going to set the game into a different atmosphere. What would Nick Sirianni do if Sean McVay does pull one of those plays out? What does he do? How does he respond? Because Nick Sirianni has been reckless, and that's the most concerning thing about the Eagles and their fan base. Their head coach being reckless on the offensive end. If he beats reckless on the offensive end, that plays into the Rams' hands and Chris Shula's defense. So if Sean McVay throws one of those crazy plays out like he does every once in a while, and it works, it could be a doozy at the link. All eyes going to be on Jalen Hurts, because can Jalen Hurts and his passing offense, can they get on track in these playoffs? Can Matthew Stafford continue doing what he's been doing? Being very efficient in the passing game, not turning the ball over, taking what the defense gives him, and making the right decisions even in the critical moments. But all eyes will be on this gentleman right here. If you wearing a Rams jersey, all eyes will be on this gentleman right here, and rightfully so, because he was the one that broke the game in week 12. He is the one that broke the game. He is the one that stirs the offense of the Philadelphia Eagles. So that would do it for today's episode of Ramily Talk. Thank you for tuning in. Thank you for watching on our YouTube channel. Thank you for listening. If you listen on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Amazon Music, iHeartRadio, Pandora, and wherever else you get your podcasts at. Very appreciative of it. Go ahead and give us a rate and review if you're on Spotify or Apple Podcasts or whatever platform that it is. And make sure you let me know how you feel about Ramily Talk, what you like about it, what you dislike about it. I'll take criticism as well as the compliments. But for right now, this will do it. Let's get ready to hit the Lincoln Financial Field. And let's see if we can pay back the Eagles for what they did to us in week 12. I'm the Playmaker signing off. I will see you next week, hopefully for another week that was victorious for the Los Angeles Rams. Have a good one. Thank you for tuning in to Ramily Talk. Ramily Talk is sponsored by Fanatics, Lids, and Paramount Plus. Get your favorite sports appeal with Fanatics or Lids, and get great streaming service with Paramount Plus. If you want to donate to the program, you can donate to us via Cash App, $D Playmakers. That is again, $D Playmakers. And remember, you can follow and subscribe to Ramily Talk on all podcast directories, including Apple, Google, Spotify, Amazon Music, and YouTube. And those of you who are on Apple, leave us a great review, leave comments on how you feel about Ramily Talk and the episode that you listen to. Tune in again next time for more Ramily Talk, hosted by the Playmaker.